Most High put together. We gon' see. In times. Serpents lurking, watchers watching, y'all sure I'll stay on point. They lurking. We under the covenant, we ain't got no other choice. Gird your loins up, armor up, cause it's time for war. We the generation that's gon' get on one accord. Serpents lurking, watchers watching, y'all sure I'll stay on point. We under the covenant, we ain't got no other choice. Gird your loins up, armor up, cause it's time for war.
One of my good friends, professional football player, I've heard him say this over and over. I don't know how I feel about him saying it. What do you feel about the phrase, give back, but don't go back?
That's totally incorrect.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. Giving back, okay, may provide some financial resources.
Yeah.
But going back provides an intangible psychological stimulation and motivation for the children to want to do better.
Yeah.
Your presence is infinitely more important than your profit.
Okay.
And then we turn around and blame the hip hop artists for being bad role models. Lil Wayne ain't supposed to be a role model.
Right.
Jeezy ain't supposed to be a role model.
Not at all.
The reason why they're role models is because the real role models turn their backs on little black boys. See, 50 years ago, the dentist lived on the block. 60 years ago, the doctor lived on the block. The engineer lived on the block. The electrician lived on the block. Now they move out. And they get mad at the rappers. The only reason why Lil Wayne is a role model is because the doctor, lawyer, dentist, and engineer ran to a white suburb and probably married a white woman.
I saw a video on that. Talk briefly about that. And then I'm gonna get into what I'm gonna get into.
No problem.
But talk briefly about the black man and the white woman. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Historically, black men were not allowed to marry white women until the Loving versus Virginia United States Supreme Court case in the 60s.
Yeah.
You could not marry them. So since that case was overturned, 67, 68, right around there, black men have married out their race more than all other men in America put together. Are you going to tell me it's a pure coincidence that the black man is absolutely in love with marrying his oppressor's daughter, and that doesn't have anything to do with the psychological residuals of slavery?
I'm going to give it to you on the flip side.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's a lot of the black man saying, I got to go have that white woman? Or some of these white women out here looking at, that's a god right there. I want that.
It's threefold.
Okay.
Number one, it's about a black man being an economic stimulus package to the white woman.
Okay.
Most black men marry down in class when they marry these white women.
Okay.
You can't find a rich white woman who ever married a broke-ass black man.
Boy.
Show me one rich white woman who has ever married a broke-ass black man. So this ain't about love. This is about agenda.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, the black man wants the white woman to provide him with a degree of psychological validation. Only a low self-esteem having ass Negro would marry a white female in the first place, because you feel that if I can get the white man's woman, then maybe that makes me feel a little bit more equal to the white man. And then thirdly, you're absolutely right. We're the gods. We are the first man. So naturally, white women are going to be attracted to us because we are the original man. Everyone is attracted to melanin. It is liquid gold.
Boy.
But you have to love your liquid gold enough to say that y'all have misogynized us enough. Y'all have blended us and crossbred us enough. And I'm not going to continue to perpetuate that evil. This melanin is going to go into another melanin. We trying to make black blacker, not black whiter.
Interracial marriage is a sin. You might not like it. I know many of our brothers and sisters are descendants of interracial relationships. And in entertainment world, look, a lot of them, if there's 10 black athletes, at least I'd say 7 of them marry outside their race. What ends up happening? Divorce. The white woman gets half of everything and gives it to her father, her brothers, her sisters.
Why do you think they do it? I want to hear, why do you think they do it?
It's a systematic plan so that the money does not come back to the black and brown community. When you read the book of Numbers, just for time's sake, women of another nation have manipulated the men of the Israelites to commit idolatry. So the plan in the book of Numbers, when you read Numbers 25, Balaam's counsel was, we cannot get the sons of Israel to sin, but we can get the women of these other nations to go in amongst them, dance, flirt with them, and get them to sin. And that's what happened. We started to worship their gods.
Interracial marriage is forbidden in the Bible. I'm going somewhere. I know this is controversial. God help me. But would you rather follow God or follow man in these last days? You better hear what thus saith the Lord. Interracial marriage is forbidden in the Bible. Exodus 34:15 again. Do not make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land or other nations, for they will prostitute themselves to their gods and sacrifice to them. They will invite you and you will eat their sacrifices. Listen to this. And when you take some of their daughters as brides for your sons, their daughters will prostitute themselves to their gods and cause your sons to do the same. So what is God saying? God's saying, do not marry them. Do not go into covenant with them, because their ideals and their principles, they will cause you to start following after their ways and not after the ways of the Most High God. Do you understand that? Because I've been in the same situation as them. God help me preach this thing. I've been married to white women, have dated a numerous amount of white women. You know, most of the people that talk about this subject, right? Anytime you talk to a black dude about this subject, right? He think you hating, right? He think you hating. Oh, you just mad. You hating. You know what I mean? I got these white women out here. You know what I'm saying? I got me some snow. You know, I got this white girl out here on deck. You know, you hating. You know, they think you hating, right? Hopefully coming from me, they can understand. Look, I'm not hating at all. Look, I guarantee you, more than anybody watching this video, I don't care if they're a football player, basketball player, I'd have been with more white women than them. That's how many. I've been outside. I've been outside for a long time. Okay. And has never been a problem. We can walk in the club right now. You can bring whoever you want with you. I walk right up to one right now if you wanted me to. Okay. So I'm trying to show you, I'm not hating at all. I'm telling you what thus saith the Lord thy God. Lord, help me preach this thing. And you know what's funny about this whole situation, right? Like I said, I was married to a white woman before, right? And all glory to God, I came out of it. And not until I was going over this sermon and writing this sermon did I understand why God let me go through what I went through. I had to come out of that sin. Most importantly, I had to come out of her, my people. Do you hear what I'm saying? Out of her ideals, out of her principles, out of her ways. Come out of her, my people, so that you do not share in the plagues that she is about to receive, for her sins are piled up to the heavens. I remember, oh my God, being married to a white one. I remember when, you know, you would say things like, when I would say things like our country. You taking on her ideals, her principles. And you having a conversation with somebody, you say, you know, our founding fathers, you a black man, you talking about, you know, our founding fathers, the way our founding fathers did the Constitution. You hear them, Brandon Tatum, and you know what I mean? I was in the same world. Don't get it twisted. I was in that same world with them. I'm not throwing them under the bus. Not even a little bit am I throwing them under the bus. They can repent. They can come back to the Most High God, to the Lord. I'm just trying to tell you that I was in the same indoctrination. I've been in that same mindset. I was in the United States Army for 6 years. Of course I was indoctrinated, married to a white woman while I was in there. Of course I was indoctrinated. Issue me one. Hey, here you go, hit your white girl. It's like when you join the basketball team. When you become the NBA star, here you go, your white girl. It's an issue, right? So it's like, oh, look, I'm doing well. And then all the parties you go to, all the black men got white girls, and all the parties you go to is white people, and they treating you nice and kind, and you know, and everything. You're like, wow, they love me in America. Wow. No, they feel like you one of them. You're acting like one of them. The principles, the ideals, the things you believe in. Our league. You hear LeBron them saying stuff like our league. Y'all don't own the NBA. How's your league? It's owned by all white Jewish men. How do you own the league? You see, when they become rappers, they get the white woman, and you know, our hip hop, you know, they love us, you know, our record label. They ain't your record label, you don't own nothing. Right? You see what I'm saying? You should own the whole. Oh Lord, help me preach this thing. My point is, you end up taking on her ideals, because her ideals is the dominant culture in the country that you're in, period. And that will take you away from the Most High God, his laws, his commandments, and his statutes, mainly because the country that you live in is completely anti-Christ, is completely against God. It's Satan. It's a sinful nation. That's why I read for you Revelations 18:4, and says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins, and lest you receive her plagues. These are the last days. God help me preach this thing. These are the last days. Interracial marriage is forbidden in the Bible.
Why? Because they're going to turn us away from following us. There was a black man once upon a time called King Solomon, man, the greatest king in the Bible, man. And what did heathen women do? What did other nation women do? Turn them away from following God. And black man, you're not supposed to follow the other nations, man. You're supposed to have confidence in your own people, man. You're supposed to have love and confidence in your own race and for your own women, man. Keep reading. Bro, that they shall serve. Look here. Other God. Keep reading. This is the part I want, man. Read that nice and loud. Read. So will the anger of the Lord. Give me verse 6. Read it. For thou. What? For thou. And this is the reason, black man, we're not supposed to marry no white woman. This is the reason. The Lord wants to explain why we shouldn't marry outside of our race. The Lord said, for thou, for us. Read on. For thou art an holy people. And that's the reason why we shouldn't marry outside of our nation. You know why? Because we are special, man. We are better than them, man. They are beneath us, man.
That's right.
But you lower your standards every time you lie down with one of them. You lower your standards every time you get one of their numbers, man. You lower your standards every time you want to have children with them, man. You are better than them. God said don't have marriage with them because what? Read. For thou art a holy people. And that's why, because we're a holy people, not them. The queen don't have sex. The queen, the royal family marries other royal families.
Right.
And guess what, black man? There's something that you don't know. You are a royal family, man. You are a real royal family, man. And you shouldn't be marrying non-royalty, man. And what is non-royalty, man? The oppressor's woman, man. What's non-royalty, man? The Arab woman, man.
Right.
What's non-royalty? The Chinese woman, man.
That's right.
They ain't royalty like you, black man. They don't deserve your flesh to touch theirs, man.
That's right.
They don't deserve to cuddle in a bed with you, man.
Right.
But black woman does, though. Black man, you are royalty, man. Keep reading. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. And then for anyone thinking I'm racist, God said this, man. God said, thou art a holy people unto you, Lord thy God. God chose us, man. God said we are holy, man. And God got rules for our life.
He gon' send his hand. Destruction gotta come, that's how he get us out this lane. The devil working hard, trying to get us out his plane. His sheep hear his voice, so he can't get us out his hand. We gon' trust the son of man, blow your wings, Father. Your kingdom coming, we just trying to make it in, Father. Rather we